Mighty Mouse, man, on that UFL, YouTube. Go subscribe, man. Ring that bell for the notifications, man. Back in my man, Raskal, man. Dude I grew up with back in the day. One of the TRG homies, man. He did, how much time did you do? About 10 years, right? Yeah, 10 years in prison, man. Me and him was on the Gus and stuff together. We've been together since we were juveniles and shit, man. And he's gonna tell, yeah, we up here in his shop right now, man, where they be doing cars and stuff like that, man. You know, auto mechanics and stuff like that, man. So he's another success story, man. He's got a family out here. He ain't been back to prison. You off of papers now, right?
Yeah, I'm off papers. I've been off since 2011.
Cool. He's off papers. You know, I'm off papers, man. So this is the success story right here, man. You know what I mean? And like I said, man, he's got a family now. You married and stuff too, right?
I was divorced, you know what I mean? About to get remarried and shit.
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying?
How many kids you got out here?
I mean, we got 3, you know what I'm saying, whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
It is what it is. Could have had about 50 more, but
yeah, no doubt, all of us. And but he's out here doing his thing. He's out here, you know, he's succeeding, man. He ain't out here doing, you know, doing dirt. You know what I mean? Out here doing crime. He ain't out here doing the stuff that we used to do when we were young, you know, knuckleheads and stuff, man. So I'm gonna let him tell you a little bit about himself, and he can tell you what he wants to tell you. You know what I'm saying? You know, we're all still in that gang life. You know what I'm saying? And there's inactive, there's active. You know what I'm saying? And he can tell you whatever he wants to tell you. I'm not gonna push that. He can basically fill you in on that. But he did 10 years. You know what I'm saying? That's a long stretch. Commonwealth State of Virginia. You know, we got a messed up system out here. And we were on level 4 together, you know, which is a you know, a max, you know, a high max. Before you get to a super max, there ain't no other level higher than that unless you get to a 5 or 6, which is the super maxes in Virginia. But you know, we did some shit, man, when we were on there. You know, we're getting a whole lot of war stories, but he'll tell you, man, dude, we used to be on some wild shit. You know what I mean? Some real wild shit on the prison yard, you know, and we used to work out and all that type of stuff, man. But again, we're focusing on what he did to prepare himself to get on the street, because this is the, you know, for the Returning Citizen magazine, this is for the re-entry programs. You know, we can tell you war stories, how we were robbing and stealing and doing all this and stuff like that, and the gang life and all that being in prison. But what we're going to talk about mostly is what he did to prepare himself to be successful out here on the street, and what made him change his mind from going back. You know what I mean? The positive stuff that made him go in the direction that he is in now, being a family man, working a 9 to 5, you know what I'm saying? Not out there busting heads like he was, man. Again, it's my man, Raskal. Y'all can check them out, man. You know, they've been on Gangland. You can check out TRG and all that stuff. They're from out like Long Beach area. It's mostly an Asian gang out there. But and I've known a lot of them. I've been with them dudes since I was in juvenile out in Fairfax, man. So, you know, I know a lot of them. And I was on Lunenburg with Raul, you know what I'm saying? And I know Lucky. I know a bunch of them. He's got his man Buddha back there. I've heard his name before. You know what I mean? He works here at the shop. But, you know, man, hey, look, all of them are doing, you know, positive stuff, man. They're not out here in the street, you know what I mean, anymore. They're older. They in here doing the 9 to 5 thing, man. Same shit y'all could be doing. So no excuses. Prison, probation, gang life, 9 to 5. My man Reaper.
Yo, like, I'm not even sitting here and be like, yeah, I did this, I did that when I was in prison to get ready for this shit. I hit the streets in 2007 after 10 years. It's like I never left. I was out this bitch running with guns, trying to do whatever, you know what I'm saying, whatever I had to do. It didn't matter, because anybody who's been locked up know when you locked up, you either an animal, if you a motherfucking predator, or you prey. And I'm not nobody's motherfucking prey, you know what I'm saying? So I hit the bricks doing the same shit I was doing, but worse than when I left the street, you know what I'm saying?
And it's like that for a lot of people, man. People, excuse me, I'm not gonna cut you off, so don't forget what you were saying, but I'll forget what I'm saying, so I'm gonna jump in real quick. A lot of people do, man. They come out worse. I know, like I just said, my man, my brother, he just did 20 years, and he's out here doing worse than he was when he went in. Not everybody's gonna come out and learn a trade. Not everybody's gonna get their GED in prison, man. A lot of these dudes are gonna come out here, and this is the way that they're gonna live. This is the way that this is what's been bred into them in the system, man. Dudes learn new tricks of the trade to become worse criminals while they're in prison. So when they get out, they're on some no gives a fuck, period. So it's survival of the fittest. It was survival of the fittest in there. So when they get out, it's survival of the fittest out here. So it's really no difference, man. And these dudes learn new, like I said, new tricks. You hear people's stories. You hear how they got caught. It's a college for criminals. You know what I mean? It's a college for criminals. But on the flip side of that, a lot of the guys that we're talking to now with the reentry programs is for these guys that are trying to come out successfully with trades and skills and stuff like that, man. But at the end of the day, he took a risk of going back when he came out. But he'll tell you why and how he got to where he is right now.
Well, nah, it was just a matter of hitting the streets. You know what I'm saying? I was already aggressive when I was in prison for being violent. You know what I'm saying? So when I hit the streets after being locked up for 10 years with nothing but other savages, you can't be but hyper aggressive. You know what I'm saying? You go to a bar with the homies or something like that, See a dude looking at me, prison etiquette. Oh, nigga, you looking at me? You ain't gonna nod your head. You ain't gonna acknowledge me. Okay, what's your problem? What's happening? You know what I'm saying? It's TR right here. What's happening?
We just talked about that. Me and Dizzy just talked about that exact same thing you just said.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how you carry it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? My homeboy could say, like, he's had homies call him, be like, yo, this nigga just got out of prison. He acting like he's 95. He super aggressive, gang banging, blah, blah. It's like, yo, what you gonna do? You ain't gonna stop him.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You forget the prison just made him worse.
Yep.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it took a minute. It took 4 or 5 years for me being home to realize, yo, I'm not a kid anymore. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here about to go back to jail. I have to pay motherfuckers off, not to show up to court. I have to threaten motherfuckers not to show up to court. Make moves to make sure I didn't end up back in prison for shit that I got hemmed up on.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. But it just took a little bit. It took a while for me to mature and to grow up. You know what I'm saying? Especially with me going to prison when I was 18 and growing up in the juvenile system, Hanover, Barrett, Beaumont, juvenile detention centers, just all them programs that they send kids through. I grew up, so they conditioned me from the time I was 11 years old to be in prison forever. You know what I'm saying? But
facts.
You know what I'm
That
saying?
is a fact.
But it takes a strong mindset because everybody knows the recidivism rate is like 95 out of 100 people go back to prison.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You got to have, like, for real, people need strong support systems, need people that aren't willing to stand in their face and potentially take an ass whooping or have to fight somebody they love to be like, yo, calm the fuck down. Nah, you're not gonna run up in this spot with a strap. You're not gonna run up on that dude with a knife. You're not gonna do this. And if you do, you have to go through me to do it. You understand what I'm saying? You got to have people that are willing to stand beside you, behind you, but most of all in front of you.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because, you know,
so what did you get to? Like you said, you outgrew it. You basically got tired of living that life. You got tired. You outgrew it because you got older. You started seeing a lot of your homies go back to prison and in jail and stuff like that, man. So you outgrew it because you just got tired of it, man. And like I told you before, until you get sick and tired of it, man, prison is not going to change your mind. Going through hardships and stuff like that, until you get tired of doing it, until you finally flip off that switch inside your head, you're not going to change, man. It has to come from you. There's no programming, there's no returning citizen, there's no re-entry program, there's none of that stuff, man, that's going to force you to change your mind and be a better person. You got to want it. You know what I'm saying? And some people it's family, some people it's your kids, some people you watch your family die, you watch your mom and dad die, you watch your people get sick, you watch your girl leave and go mess with another dude, leave you behind, you starving in prison, you know, all the money you had out here, now nobody's sending you money, nobody's sending you commissary, you're stuck in there, man, and sometimes that's the wake-up call, man. Whatever it is that turns that switch, for whoever it is, then that's the switch that needs to happen, man. Because at the end of the day, man, if you don't outgrow it, they got bed space for you, they got a cemetery for you, and they'll put you back in there. They don't care how much time you got, they don't care about how much street credibility you got. They got a place for you, man, and they're going to continue to have places for you, man, because it's a monopoly, man. The prison system is a money monopoly. So basically, when you go into prison, man, they make $30,000 off of each inmate in the state of Virginia, man. And other states, it's similar amounts. Some of them cost more. But $30,000 they're making off of your ass being in prison, man. You show me in the system where you are getting $30,000 worth of food, medical care, or any of that shit. It's not true, man. They will leave you in there to die when you have health problems, health issues. You're gonna starve. If you don't have somebody looking out for you on the street, you know, with commissary money, you don't know what it is to be hungry and hot and be in themselves with just a little ass fan, man. Whatever it is, it changes your mind, man. But what ended up making you find your kids, your family, you know what I'm saying? What ended up making you be like,
the thing that finally changed and clicked and get me to be like, you know what, yo, I gotta do better is watching my brother die of cancer. You know what I'm saying? My homeboy Flake.
Right.
Like, that was the switch, because at that point when he was gone, he's not there no more to watch my little brothers. So now I gotta be here. You know, you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's what changed it up for me. But no, I understand. Like, I'm almost a 30-year gang member. You know what I'm saying? Almost 30 years in this shit, run the streets, done whatever. I'm still with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I work with my homeboy, whatever, but I'm not out there actively gang banging.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If somebody got a problem with me, you know what I'm saying, a run up on me because some of my peoples did or whatever, I'm gonna handle my business. I'm gonna protect myself and I'm gonna protect my own. But I'm not gonna push to nobody unless I feel threatened.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, do you run
You
up on me?
You found different ways to deal with it, man, and smother the situation, man. And that's all of us, man. you know, as you get older, man, you learn different ways to, you know, extinguish the violence, man. There's different ways, like you said, man. You catch dudes, like when I first got out the first time, it would just take one dude looking at me, man, and you know, we're tatted up from head to toe, stuff, you know, and it's and when it take, you know, the guys would look at you and stuff like that. It was, in my mind, I thought they were trying to try me or disrespect me, man. So my first instinct was, the fuck you looking at? Like, what's up? In the middle of a mall, Walmart, it didn't matter. What's up? Like what are you trying to, like, what's happening? You know what I mean? I'm ready to fight. You know, so now it's on some, now I understand, man, that, you know, you're intriguing to look at. You know, they haven't seen people like you. You know what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily a beef that they have with you, but every person from being in prison, man, when people extra eye contact you or they look in your cell or whatever it may be, it's automatically a threatening situation. Like he said, you're either a predator or a prey. So when you look another way, when a man is looking in your eyes, when you look away,
shows weakness.
It shows that the predator just got you. You know what I'm saying? So that was my mentality, exactly what he's talking about. The same exact way.
You gotta change your thinking though.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? For real. Because I had to realize, just because me and others like me had the training that we had, normal citizens don't think like that. Oh man, he got a tattoo. Oh, you know what I'm saying? In my case, fucked up eye, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And they're just looking, they don't mean no disrespect. They're not trying to, you know what I'm saying, to carry me or, you know what I'm saying, anything like that. But you get conditioned in there that motherfuckers staring at you, looking at you, you know what I'm saying, automatically. You think, yo, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Because if not, if you let one motherfucker get away with it, next motherfucker gonna try it, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna get progressively worse. Right. So we're taught to go to the extreme measure of that to prevent the next mob, you know, and it might not even be that serious for the situation, but if you carry it to the 15th degree off bat, pull knives, go to war, whatever, you know what I'm saying, that prevents everybody else on the camp. They know, yo, don't fuck with Miles, don't fuck with Reek, don't fuck with Tweet, don't fuck with, you know what I'm saying, this person, that person, that, whoever, because they know, like, yo, if you fuck with them or you disrespect them, what level it's going to go to.
And we had a strong team, man. I'm telling you, man. When we were on Augusta,
everybody on the yard,
they knew what the fuck time it was.
Everybody in the squad bench 225.
Yeah, everybody was getting. Well, I was benching 400 on that bitch. You know what I'm saying? I was strong as a motherfucker. Like everybody that was part of our squad were fighters and they were killers and they went at it, man. So and we had dudes shook on there. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not saying that you know, on a proud level or nothing like that, man. But in penitentiary, that's clout. You know what I'm saying? In penitentiary, that's clout, knowing that we can walk and
got
do
me
what
on
we
that
want to do.
motherfucking on the security threat group twice. One for the gang shit, one for some dirty white boys. Y'all niggas write shit on prison pictures.
Yeah. I mean, we were savage. I mean, we were robbing the plugs in there. We were robbing the parlay mans. I mean, it was wild. Like me and my brother was in the chow hall. I had already came up with an idea. I'm gonna go rob the parlay man. I'm gonna wheel the cart down here with a dude named Kenny Boo that I used to box with and shit. Me and Kenny Boo Slaughter. We're gonna go down there. We're gonna rob the parlay man. And I'm gonna steal all these cigarettes, man. Still, you know, cartons and cartons and cartons of cigarettes. If y'all don't know what a parlay man is, and it was a dude named Morky and Biscuit. All right. If you don't know what a parlay man is, it's a gambling organization. You remember that shit? It's a gambling organization inside the prison, man, where they gamble on football and basketball, anything else. All right, it's a parlay.
Yeah,
all that. Yeah, exactly. So they're down there with all the cigarettes. They're in a totally different building. Well, Kenny Boo, he's the laundry man, so we can travel and go to these different buildings with the laundry cart. Me, I'm not a laundry man. I have no business being in any of these buildings. So I tell Tweet, I'm the rec man. I work on the weight pile. So I came up with Tweet and I said, listen, man, I got an idea. I'm going to do this and shit. And Tweet's like, nah, don't do that shit. Morky and Biscuit, man, they'll try to stab you and shit. I'm like, all right, cool. So Tweet and all them, they're on the fucking diner hall. Tweet's like, where's my baby brother? They're like, I don't know, man. Him and Kenny Boo walking down to another building and shit. They all shot out the diner hall because they knew what the fuck we were doing. And Tweet was like, man, don't do that shit. You know, and I was down to my last 2 months from going home on Augusta. And I was still robbing people. I was still getting high. I was still fucking.
It's a mindset.
It's a mindset, man. It's a mind frame. And people like, man, don't you give a fuck about going home? And I was like, not really. You know, everything I have is right here. You know, I grew up in the system, like he said. I grew up in the system. These dudes are my family. These dudes still got fucking 10 years left. Tweet still had like 15 years left. So I'm leaving these guys knowing that I'm not gonna see them again until I get to the street. You know what I mean? So I didn't have nobody but my mom out here. You know, this is before I had kids, before I had family and shit. All I had was my mom out here. So to me, you know, all my family was in there. These are dudes I've been with since juvenile correctional centers, man. So I wasn't really tripping on getting out. You know what I mean? So then,
Beaumont 95,
Beaumont 95, man.
Bain Cottage.
Bain Cottage, Wilkinson Cottage,
Wilkins,
all that shit, man. Like this shit, man. This is real, man. And it taught us to be animals in there, man. When you go into a basement, look, I'm 15 years old and I'm in there with grown ass dudes that are like fucking his size at fucking 15. You know what I'm saying?
He was a little nigga, dog.
I was little. This is before I was even fighting. All I did was wrestle in school. I didn't.
This motherfucker was
I
this big around back in the day.
I was like 120 pounds. This shit got razor wire fences around it. We're pulling up on the bus. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, where the fuck am I at? I ain't never been to no prisons. I've been in the detention centers and stuff. We're pulling up here, man. They put me in a fucking basement with 50 dudes down there, and there's probably like 3 white dudes down in a basement, and it's like 100 degrees down there. Everybody's got their shirts off. They playing cards. They in the bathroom fighting. I mean, the police are just sitting there looking stupid. You know what I mean? It's like, man, this is crazy. We're packed into this little ass area, but it just gets you ready. It just prepares you to be an animal, man. You know what I mean? So all the dudes that were in Beaumont, it's crazy because all the dudes I grew up with all ended up into the prison system, man. Not one of them do I know that I was around growing up didn't go to prison. So that's a problem, man. That's an issue, man. So when you got kids and stuff like that, man, you want something better for them, man. You want to have something different for them. Because at the end of the day, man, everybody I know, everybody I hung out with ended up in prison. And that's something wrong with that picture, man. That's an issue. That's a real issue. So if you see your kids and they're getting in trouble now, you know what I'm saying? You need to extinguish it at this point, because I'm telling you, man, to what we're doing out here, man. It's my man Reaper, man. Again, this is Return to Citizen magazine. We got a little bit into some war stuff, and there's nothing wrong with that, man, because sometimes people got to hear that, man, to understand where we've been and what we're going through, man. But at the end of the day, we're successful. We're out here, but don't push people in the wrong direction, man, because at any given time, you know what I'm saying, this is bred into us, man. And at any given time, anybody could slip back into that old lifestyle, man. It's an everyday struggle,
of my girl
man.
and my kids in my box while I'm at work to remind me to keep me, calm down, relax. Yo, calm down, relax. Stay focused. Because literally, it's just a word, a glance, or an attitude
that could set you right back into that situation.
It's right back into, okay,
absolutely, man.
Well, what's around here that I can grab to bust your shit over with? Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly, man. And you know, we're going down in the hoods, down there with Level Martinez and all them down in Miami, man. And being around those dudes, and for the people that don't have like a God belief or something like that, man. No matter what your beliefs are and stuff like that, man, you gotta have something positive to look forward to in life, man. If you don't, like I said, it could be your kids, it could be your family or whatever, man. Because if you don't, man, we can always go back to being them same savages that we were before we had any type of positive beliefs in our system, man. Because I know growing up, I know you growing up, man, we ain't had nothing positive. The only positive thing we were looking forward to is who we could rob, who we could steal from, getting high, and we really didn't have no other options, man. We really didn't see any other way out, man. There were options there, but nobody told us what they were. Half of us come from broken families, you know what I mean? Half of us grew up with dads that were in the system or without dads, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, and that's the case for a lot of us, you know? So we didn't really have that positive influence in our lives, man, or anybody that was pushing us to do anything positive. So the only positivity we had was in the streets, the gangs, your homeboys, you know what I'm saying, the drugs, the money. You know, that's all we seen. We didn't see a whole lot past that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm surprised I made it to 40. I thought I'd be dead by 21.
No doubt, bro. Hey,
shot,
no doubt.
stabbed, jump,
absolutely.
You know what I mean? Left for dead, all that, you know what I mean?
I never thought I'd get off probation. I've been probation since I was 13. Man, when I got off probation last year, man, I was like, man, I was 40 years old. And I'm like, man, I ain't been on probation since I was 13 years old, man. You know, that's insane. That's crazy. Now I'm middle of my life just getting off of papers. You know what I mean? And that could have finally, you know, it's nuts, man. But you got anything else you want to add?
Nah, man, just take your time, yo. You know what I'm saying? Especially for those fellas first getting out. Just know, anybody encourage you to do some dumb shit, especially after you done did a stretch. If they say they your homeboy and they encourage you to do some dumb shit, they're not your homeboy. Your motherfuckers who really care about you, fuck with you, they gonna try to keep you right.
That's
you know what I mean?
Fact. That's a big fact.
You know what I'm saying? Even if at detriment to them, you know what I'm saying? But just take your time, think about it. You know what I'm saying? Try to think, because my problem is I react without thinking. So if you can think and think past go, you'll be all right, man. Just know that there's opportunities out here. There's motherfuckers that will look out and try to help keep you straight just leave any loss, any bullshit, leave all that shit at the door. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker, real recognize real, and a hustler's never gonna hustle a hustler. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So just know what it is and come straight. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers, look out. Just
whoever's
be
leading
real.
you in that wrong direction, man, you need to cut them off, man. Because, like I said, it only takes one like-minded person to bring you right back into that game, man. Because we're walking a real fine line, man. And a lot of that shit we're wired a certain way. You know what I mean? So it don't take much to put us back in that situation, man. So if somebody's in your ear that's pulling you back into those situations, you need to get away from them people, man. Because like I said, man, all it comes up is a great idea, and that great idea is gonna have you out there doing, bullshit again, man. So that's it. Mighty Mouse UFL on that YouTube. Go subscribe. Give my man Reaper. Y'all check him out. I'll holler at you. Appreciate your time, homie. Thank you, man.